Are you wondering how to use your crystal pendulums in your healing practice? My name is Sheila from Satin Crystals, and I thank you for being here, for subscribing to our channel, and taking a moment to like this video so we know which ones to keep making for you. Now let's learn about crystal pendulums and how you are going to use them in your healing practice. Crystal pendulums come in a variety of stones. This one here is a lepidolite, dark purple lepidolite. We have a whole selection you can find at Satin Crystals of different pendulums. We even have upgraded versions like this one here, which are on sterling silver chains to give you a more accurate energy reading. Now, how you use pendulums in your healing practice, there are a lot of different methods, and I'm going to discuss a few here. So first of all, you can use them in that mainstream way that you might have seen in the movies where you go into a hypnotic state. So this is great if you are doing any kind of hypnosis, even self-hypnosis. It can put your mind into that hypnotic state. You can also use it in dowsing. And dowsing is a form of divination. When referring to the crystal pendulums, we mean that we are gaining yes or no answers from our subconscious mind. Now, the way to do this is you program your crystal depending on which pendulum you have and which way it swings. You will gain yes or no answers. I have a whole different video that you can check out. You may have already seen it because this was over a decade ago that we made the pendulum video, dowsing video. So check that out and I will tell you their exact techniques on how to do that. You could also check out the article on Satin Crystals on how to do dowsing. Now, another type of dowsing that you can do with your pendulum is to find lost items or new treasures. And in this case, the pendulum will move towards your desired goal, and you'll just program the pendulum to find that missing item. That is another way of dowsing or divination. You can also use it for chakra diagnosis. Now, this is a more advanced technique, so if you are an advanced healer or if you want to practice your way to it, we have a whole article instructing you on how to measure the chakra flows with your pendulum. For that, we usually use the clear quartz pendulums just because it gives a more all-purpose reading with the chakras. So this one here is a clear quartz. And this is best done on others. So if you have a client or a friend and you want to place the pendulum over their chakras, it will flow in a certain way. And depending on what way it is flowing, you can interpret what that chakra is doing. If it is nice and open, if it is starting to get blocked, if it is totally still and blocked, you'll be able to determine which areas that the client needs to work on their chakras. And this, we also have a whole article, as I said, and we also have a chart that you can determine what each of the swings means. So make sure to check out the pendulum chakra chart. I'll give you an example right here. And this is just page 1 of the chart that you will be emailed so that it has all the different movements, it has what it means, and how you can interpret it for your client. So as I said, this is a more advanced healing technique. You might want to try it out. Another way you can use your pendulums is in feng shui balance. So in this method, you can hang them in certain areas of your home depending on what energy it needs. Some of you who do feng shui will be familiar with the fake crystal balls that people hang in their doorways or their windows. In this case, you can upgrade to real crystal gemstones and hang them to spread that popular positive energy. Now, these are just a few ways to use your crystal pendulum. As I said, we have a lot more information on Satin Crystals if you want to pursue any of these methods. And of course, you can always contact us and we can give you more information. Or if you have any other information about pendulums and healing, please do share here, as we love to hear from our community so that we can all benefit. How do you properly hold your crystal pendulum? Now the crystal pendulum, like this one here, I have a rose quartz, is going to be on a chain, and at the top of it, or the tip, is going to be a ring like I have here, which makes it easy to hang, or you might find a ball at the top. Either way, those are easy to grasp onto and let the pendulum swing easily and freely. You want to have a firm but comfortable grip. If for some reason your crystal pendulum has just a string or a chain without anything on top, you want to make sure that you're holding it firmly so it doesn't fall, because the crystal itself is fragile, and if it does fall, it is going to crack. So hold it in a comfortable position between your first finger and your thumb, and then you can proceed with your healing practice. What do you do before you begin a pendulum healing practice? Now, before beginning any kind of crystal healing practice, it is advisable for you to cleanse, charge, and program your gemstone. Now, if you don't know how to do this, we do have a popular video on how to crystal care, and there you can also determine what kind of stone you have will determine what kind of care it'll need. For example, this is a selenite pendulum, and selenite is a very fragile stone. You do not want to put it in water. So determine what kind of gemstone care you'll need, and then the chain will also be needing some cleaning once in a while. This is a gunmetal chain, so you can just clean it with a cloth. If you do have one of the upgraded sterling silver pendulums, you can place the sterling silver chain part into a cleaning solution, and it'll be nice and shiny again. Once your pendulum is programmed to your intention, it's charged up, it's ready to go, you want to make sure your body is relaxed, body and mind. So you can also just do this with the pendulum, put yourself in a nice hypnotic state, or you can do a meditation, you can do a breathing exercise, you can do some yoga, anything that'll put your body into that nice relaxed state and your mind to be comfortable, not trying to control all the situations, because the pendulum itself is reading and accessing your subconscious mind. And that is where all the answers lie, in your subconscious. So you want to bypass your conscious mind, which is ruled by your ego. Your ego could be giving you many doubts and negative thoughts that you want to bypass, get right to the source of the truth and intuition at your subconscious mind. So now that you're nice and relaxed, your pendulum is ready to go, you definitely want to make sure that you are protected. When you're opening your mind to the energies around you, you always want to make sure that you are protected so unwanted energies don't take advantage of you. Here at Satin Crystals, we love to use rainbow obsidian as our protection stone, but you can use any stone that you love to use for protection. Just make sure you're either surrounded by that stone or you wear the crystal, because otherwise it can be quite draining. As you might have heard before, I've told you the story about my first ever crystal healing session that I performed, and I was so drained for 2 days after that because I forgot my protection stones during it. Especially if you are working on a client, their energies, you do not want to cleanse their energies and just put that negativity back into your aura. So now you are ready, you're protected, and you are holding your pendulum comfortably. You can go on to whatever technique that you are wanting to use for your healing pendulum session. Can your pendulum predict the future? So no, essentially your pendulum cannot predict the future. The pendulum is just a tool that you will use in your healing metaphysical practices. Now it can confirm or deny your visions of the future. So to do this, you'll also do the dowsing, ask yes or no questions, or you can use a chart or a Ouija board type of board, and you can swing the pendulum over it to see what your subconscious mind is actually saying. Now, if you're clairvoyant or psychic, yes, you can see visions of the future, but the pendulum itself is reliant on your subconscious mind, and therefore it itself cannot see the future, but it can help you determine what it is that you are seeing or not seeing. Here I have a Numite pendulum, in case you were curious what it was, and you can find this as satin crystals to use as one of your tools in your psychic practice. How do you protect your crystal pendulums? So as I mentioned, the crystal itself, usually because it's pointed as well, is very fragile. So if you do drop it on a hard surface or bang it on something hard, it can crack and the tip will break off. So you want to make sure that you're using it with care, all your gemstones. You can place it in a box like I have here, secure it in a box, or you can place it in a pouch. So the pouch is a little bit more portable if you want to take it around with you. You can also wear your pendulums as jewelry. Here I have quartz pendulum necklaces, so you can have them portable with you. And when you want to use it, you just unclasp it and use it as a pendulum. You can also hang your pendulums if they have that ring at the top, so that they are, when you're not using them, they're secure, they're not getting tangled with other pendulums or jewelry chains, and you can see them clearly as well. So now that you know how to protect yourself and your pendulums, you are ready to get to work with your pendulum healing. What are your favorite pendulum healing techniques? We would love to hear them. If you have any experiences, please do share them here. You could also contact us as Satin Crystals. There we have a whole selection of all natural gemstone pendulums for you to shop from, including the upgraded sterling silver chains, which are not too easy to find, plus the pendulum necklaces, so you can wear them around for portability. If you are ready to go more in-depth in your pendulum use, we have a pendulum meanings page on Satin Crystals, and it goes over all kinds of techniques and can inspire you to fully activate your crystal pendulums. If you need any more crystal advice, as you know, we do have a crystal healing VIP club, which you can join. Is free, and we send out crystal information every single week via email, SMS, and even push notifications. Thank you for being here, for liking and subscribing to this video, and as always, thank you for spreading your positive energy into this universe.